Hey guys, Justin here. I'm in Joondalup right now, and one long journey for the day. If I challenge is just uploaded, so that's why go ahead and watch that one. Now we do our long journey, according to the caption, highway drop off. So we're gonna start from Joondalup here, and we'll end our journey at Kwinana. It's just a random spot on the Mandurah line, according to the next, just like somewhere around the highway. Alright, let's do it. We're on set 55 here. So, thank you so much, Zuan Gan, for this request here. So, it's gonna be a long journey. Because we have filmed from Colburn to Whitford's on a W pattern before, full journey. That took 45 minutes. So now it's adding two stations. Now it's adding two stations from Whitford's to Joondalup and adding two extra stations on the other side on the Mandurah line to Kwinana. And Colburn Central to Kwinana is around 10 minutes. And Whitford's to Joondalup is also around 10 minutes. So that's why it's going to be over 1 hour for this journey here. So I just finished my Joondalup line, Joondalup Red Cat filming, which I have uploaded that on Wednesday. It's the same day, so that's why I film everything on the same day, because I don't want to come on Wednesday to film the bus and then go back down, and then on Friday I come back up again and do the trains. So let's just do them at one go. Then Friday I can stay behind. Next station, Edgewater. Now there's a train disruption in the weekends coming up very soon on the Fremantle line. So of course I would go ahead and film that one as well, and that one will be a little bit of a special filming because, yeah. So because that one will be a full journey, not like last time just few stations, we'll do a full journey for that Fremantle line not heading to Fremantle Terminus. It will be terminating at Claremont for that next time for the weekends later on coming up. Claremont to Freo, they will have 906 running, and trains will stop at Claremont. They will try to use the, they will go ahead and put in the turn-back sidings, first time in use, with passengers getting ready for airport line later on. When trains terminating in Claremont, they will use the turn-back sidings. Next station, Whitford's. So of course, all the services are have to return to normal. Is Butler, so that's why back to normal. No more train disruption. But there will be train disruption at night time today. A little bit this period of time. Perth to Whitford's closure. So trains, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I think the Mandurah line trains, they're gonna terminate at Perth. They're gonna terminate at Perth. Yes, they're gonna terminate at Perth. And then they might go ahead and use the turnback sidings before entering Elizabeth Quay, like what they do for the Mandurah line disruption earlier on. Or they terminate the train at Perth, clear the passengers, head into that track a little bit, turning upwards, use the turnback siding from there, and then come back on the other side. That's the two things that I can figure out, because it's not Joondalup line. If it's Joondalup line, if it's Mandurah line disruption from Perth to like Auburn Grove or something like that, then the Joondalup line trains will terminate at Perth overground. I mean the Perth station platform 6 and platform 9, they will use those platforms. Because the trains from Joondalup line could just direct go over straight to Perth station. Like in the morning, there will be a special P pattern for Whitfords to Perth. So they can just use the platform, but Mandurah line cannot. So that's why they have to use underground. Whitfords. A little slow. Now earlier on in the day when I started taking the trains, actually originally I wanted to take the other way, I wanted to film the other way. So originally at the start of the day, I start at Canning Bridge, of course, and I tried to take the Kwinana first and go up to Joondalup. But the thing is, when I'm waiting for the Mandurah line train, towards Mandurah train, there are some stupid people on the platform, violating the rules, jumping into the tracks, and then stand very close to the train, sitting down on the platform floor, and have his leg sticking out into the track area. So that's why the train actually have to emergency stop when the train actually comes in. And then when the train comes in, the horn, of course, need to have the horn. This is basic stuff when the driver saw someone randomly just like violating the rules, need to horn them. The guy did not care, and then need to emergency stop before running over him. And that affected the train changes for 5 minutes. That's why since I saw that, I was like, oh, screw that. I'm just going to walk across to the other side and let's go up to Joondalup first. Next station, Greenwood. Okay, there are some construction work here, so that's why they're slowing down. Because the trains are manually controlled, so that's why. Later on when we reach the Mandurah line sections, there will be a lot more people, so. Well, for the replacement buses tonight, it's going to be pretty miserable because from Whitfords all the way out to Perth, it's pretty long. It's going to be Perth station, it's not going to be Perth Busport. Sometimes they do Perth Busport. For 901, they really do Perth Busport before, but now it doesn't look like they're going to do Perth Busport anymore. They just stop outside of Perth station. But for the highway lines, it's okay, because just follow the highway. But the biggest problem highway line is, if you actually need to go to the bus station, you actually have to loop quite a lot of paths, loop quite a lot of places before heading into the bus station, because the bus station is not on the highway. That's when you need to leave the highway, loop inside the suburb, maybe 1 to 2 loops, and then head back into the bus station for the train station, and then leave the train station doing that same loop and head back down to the highway. So that little section leaving the highway and go back into the highway section will cost you some extra time. Not like the trains, because the train station for real is on the highway, just a straight line. Greenwood. Oh, there are more people now. Okay. Door should open. Okay, so they're getting ready for the K pattern, not the K patterns. They will have K patterns very soon, because when the train starts service at Clarkson later on, because the train basically will be used. Some extra trains will come in from the depot into the train tracks for services for the W patterns later on, but the depot is in Clarkson, past Clarkson. So that's why the first train to W pattern for Coburn will start as a K pattern from Clarkson to Perth. And then when it hits Perth, it will switch to W. I've taken one time in Joondalup. I saw a K pattern, and I already knew that since it hit Perth, it's going to say this is to Coburn. Right, next station, Warwick. Alright, next is Warwick. Doors open on the right. Jesus Christ. Okay, so not like very terrified, but a little terrifying. It's not a very like it's just a teenager. It's just a teenage boy actually just right next to me there, looking directly at my face. So that's why I filmed towards the outside of the windows for a little bit. It's not too scary because it's not like an adult or something like that, so. Next station, Stirling. Looks like they're actually doing some extra platform works for Stirling stations. That's why when trains arrive at Stirling towards Perth direction, the driver actually have to say, please mind the difference in levels when you get off. Just like the Israel line announcements. Please mind the gap and be aware of the difference in levels between the train and the platform. I won't be doing the MRR announcements anymore. MRR are gone. They're no longer this announcement. All will be between the train and the platform. No worries. Although I have been to Perth for half a year now, almost half a year. I've came on 3/3, March 3rd. That's the day I've arrived. And then 9th, September 3rd will be half a year, but yeah, almost half a year, and I'm definitely enjoying Perth. Although actually from my parents' point of view, there are not many places to visit in terms of tourism. Like if you exclude Rottnest, If you exclude Rottnest, there's not a lot of places that you can actually go. I actually really hope Perth viewers can actually help me out. If late next year my parents might think about coming to visit me during holidays, where should I bring them to? Yeah, you know, because I just know Fremantle. That's one of the must-go, Fremantle. And the other one is probably the Narrow Bridge, the coastal area, Elizabeth Quay. That's also the second spot. And also Caversham, but they probably don't want to go to Caversham. My mom doesn't like animals. So, Caversham, that's one also. But then I'm out of ideas. Where should I bring them to? I know Penguin Island, but Penguin Island is annoying because there are no food on Penguin Island. I have to pack my own lunch to Penguin Island. It's like a picnic. I don't like that kind of thing. I want to eat at restaurants. So, and Rottnest, I need to like book a ferry ticket to there, and then cycle for the whole day. And my parents are terrible at cycling because they have not cycled for like 20 years, and they forgot everything. So that's why. So actually, really comment down below. I mean, or leave in the live chat, or comment down below for Perth viewers. Perth viewers, please help me out. What places can I actually visit? I know there is a theme park getting ready to be reopened very soon near Coburn Central and Auburn Grove, Murdoch, that area. A theme park, which will open very soon. Reopen because they're having like a construction renovation work. They temporarily closed the park for like around a year or so. But they're, according to the news, it's opening back in September 2022. So that should be good, but it's not really bringing like children to the theme park, so it's a little lame. Next station, Stirling. Alright, Stirling. There you guys go. The driver again needs to do a manual announcement on mind the level differences. This is Stirling. You see, we're still on the highway. We're drop off after Kwinana because Kwinana to Rockingham, this area, is actually not a highway. We left the highway. Somehow we left the highway somewhere inside the bushes we're traveling through, and then when we hit Warnborough and we go to Mandurah, that is where the highway resumes. Of course, the highway goes all the way down to Albany because that, or Bombardier, that's the whole highway goes all the way down. Next station, Joondalup. Transfer here for Scarborough bus services. What the hell? Oh, it looks like construction work for the bridge here. Yeah, construction work for the bridge. That's why I need to slow down while passing through this spot. That's pretty dumb. Not like very dumb, but a little dumb. So. Yep. Okay. No. So, the only station in Perth overground is Joondalup. This is the only station that is overground. So we have 2 stations underground right now. I mean, not 2, 3. Forgot about Subiaco. So we have 3 stations underground: Perth Underground, Elizabeth Quay, and Subiaco. There we go. That's 3 stations for real underground. Just need to pass through a tunnel to enter the station. All of the other stations are overground, except very soon we're adding 2 extra underground stations, Redcliffe and Airport Central. And the only overground station is next station, Glendalough, because we're for real overground. And the other stuff are either on the ground for the highway or just like on the ground, or somewhere a little bit inside the gully. Like Kwinana in Willard. That should be inside the little bit of a gully, in between some butts. Not the butts that you're thinking of. B-U-T-T-E, butt. There's a mountain type structure, but not as tall as a mountain. It's just a very small butt. So here it is, overground. We're heading on top of the bridge. The concourse is below here, so that's why it's for sure overground. Oh, quite a lot of people for this station. Yeah, that's quite a lot of people actually. But it's for the other cars. There is a woman over there tagging on. Should get in at this car. There's actually a pretty close one for that lady over there. She pressed the button when as soon as it's dinged the first time, she pressed the button. That's still acceptable apparently for the doors to open. Next station, Leaderville. The sky is perfect today. Usually when I head out to film, I usually don't want to put my laundry outside in the open. Now, I don't put it outside the open lah. Of course, that's a Singaporean accent right there, what the hell. Of course I don't put it really outside in the wide open area with no shelter. I put it under the shelter, but the sun can shine through. It's like the shelter is on top and the sun shines from the side to dry my clothes. But usually when I go so far off and so far away from uni, from my place, I usually just leave it inside the house, next to the window, so hopefully the sun comes in. But today is so sunny, perfect sky, for sure not gonna rain. I just leave it outside. It's like when the sky is not that great, and I want to head out, I will put it inside. But today the sky is so good. Perfect. Here's Leaderville. Leaderville. Okay, still Butler. No Whitfords yet, but Whitfords will be around 3 o'clock around here. But we'll start to have W to Coburn very soon. This is Leaderville. I can't do it. Damn it. Oh. That's a not in service. Ready for W services. We should go to Whitfits, enter the back sidings, and come back with a W service. Next station, Perth. This train runs from Perth to Mandurah, stopping at all stations. Now, actually, I don't know who stated in the comments or in the live chat in some of the previous premieres. So they said that actually my announcements are better than the official announcements. I don't know whether that's true or not, but yeah. Later on, you guys, we're gonna do a announcement face-off. I've done one in Hong Kong with Chris and the light rail announcement. That's a lot of fun. And at this time, we'll do with the this train runs from Mandurah announcement. Alright, back at Perth. We have spent 26 minutes, 30 seconds right now. We should arrive at Perth by 30 minutes, so that's why we're definitely gonna take 1 hour. There'll be a lot of people too at Perth, so that's why hopefully we're okay. The first car, not too many, but there will be of course still people because there's actually an escalator right at car 2 and it's come down, so. This is Perth. Next station, Perth. This train runs from Perth to Mandurah, stopping at all stations. So last time when I did the Clacton one, the train service is actually from Mandurah line switch to Joondalup line. The system still said Butler because of the system that they set it when you come from Mandurah with a normal service, you should go to Butler. So that's why as soon as it's hit Perth for that day on Sunday when I go film, it says as soon as it enters Perth, it said next station, Perth. This train runs from Perth to Butler, stopping at all stations. They still do that. But when they switch out the announcement. Alright, there it is. Here's the sharpest turn for Transperth Network. And after a while, when they switch drivers at Perth and they set up the system correctly, the announcement came in. This train runs from Perth to Clarkson, stopping at all stations. And I also heard the announcement on the return. This train runs from Clarkson to Perth, stopping at all stations. And made it to Perth. Let's see how many people. Scouting right now. Decent amount of people in the middle. Holy shit, that's a lot of people for the middle car. Decent amount of people. This is Perth. This is Mandurah line, so that's why there aren't the. This is Perth. Please mind the gap. Announcements. Let's check. Oh, it's departing. Okay. So in the afternoon section, with the W pattern start to interfere with the normal 15-minute train schedules, trains won't stop at Perth Underground for long. This train runs from Perth to Mandurah, stopping at all stations. Next station, Elizabeth Quay. We need more underground sections in Perth. Filming underground sections is actually a lot of fun. In Hong Kong, I crave for more overground sections, but here in Perth, I crave for more underground sections. So hopefully my Perth viewers do go back and watch some of my Hong Kong videos. That'll be greatly appreciated. Elizabeth Quay. Yeah, unfortunate is that the Mandurah line is really one of the most important lines. There are a lot of people taking it, so. Next station, Canning Bridge. Alight at Canning Bridge for bus services to Curtin University. Wow, the section to Canning Bridge is so long. Now usually, here's Canning Bridge. Usually when I do bus filming, so if I start filming buses from Elizabeth Quay, I always will just either take 34 directly out, or if I take 100 to here, I will change to 114 or 115, some of the buses that just goes to Elizabeth Quay bus station. Next station, Canning Bridge. Alight at Canning Bridge for bus services to Curtin University. A light here for bus services to Curtin University. Checking the surroundings. Resume. Keep going. Next station, Wool Creek. When the first time when I hear the announcement, I was like, what the hell is this? Wool Creek. That's how the announcement goes. It's not next station, Wool Creek. It's not Bull Creek. It's next station, Wool Creek. Wool Creek. Like that. Wool Creek. Wool Creek. What? Where's the B and the K sound? Wool Creek. Oh my gosh. That's what I heard when I first time took the Mandurah line. And that was also a little bit of a stressful day because the first time when I start filming in Perth, start filming in the trains, I was stopped by the passengers. On the first day, I was stopped by an old guy saying he will call the driver if I keep filming. So that gives me some negative feelings on the first day. It's the first day I want to film. As a newcomer, I want to film some of the trains here. I got stopped right away on the first day. Not really the first video, but the second video. Now you can see I have a few videos on the first time ever. We have one from Bombardier, one from Elizabeth Quay to Perth. Those two are actually... The first video was Elizabeth Quay to Perth that I filmed. The second one was actually I wanted to film from Perth to Mandurah for a full journey. And then while I was doing the full journey from Perth, when I head out from Elizabeth Quay, I got stopped by the old guy. So that's why I ended up waiting for the old guy to get off at Rockingham. And I start filming again from Bombardier to Mandurah, and we'll do the full journey back the other direction. Although it was also a little scary for the first time when I filmed the full journey, the second time I mean, because the second time there were transit officers on the train, and I don't know whether they will catch me, so that's why I did need to do some editing for that video. Don't blame me, that's the first day when I have arrived at Perth, so that's why I have no idea about the rules, whether I can actually film here, but looks like it's okay, acceptable to film on the train. It's not like, it's technically like not really allowed officially, but we can do like private filmings like this, so no worries. Bull Creek. But luckily here in Perth, there aren't like... Next station, Murdoch. Alight at Murdoch for Fiona Stanley Hospital and bus services to Murdoch University. Now back in a few years ago, Hong Kong viewers should know that MTR was a little bit boycotted by quite a lot of people in Hong Kong. Quite a number of groups of people, they boycott MTR, refuse to take the trains. They just have to take buses, no matter what, because they refuse to take MTR for the you-know-what reason. So that's why. But luckily here in Perth, Transperth is not really like targeted as any political targets. Because MTR was targeted as one of the political targets before. Not gonna talk too much about politics here. Next station, Murdoch. Alighted Murdoch for Fiona Stanley Hospital and bus services to Murdoch University. Got some shaking on my other phone. Let's check it out. The Perth train on the outside is at W. There's a lot of people, so it should not be W. Next station, Coburn Central. Very similar timing as last time, actually. Last time was 45 minutes from Coburn Central to Whitfits, but need some time for Coburn Central before the train departs. So we have Airport Line. That's the upcoming extension, which is already set to open. I don't know what's the next one though. Is the next one's going to be Lakelands or Coburn Lake or Yancheng? Who knows? But I think Lakelands, because Lakelands, it is already built. The overall structure has been completed. It's just they need to set up the exterior design, fill in some of the lifts, and build the escalator. So. But overall, Lakelands is done. The station is basically already built. The structure is there, but just need the interior and the exterior designs. Wow, this is so fast. Wow, this is like max speed here? Jeez, this is really fast. Now I know the If I challenge was a little bit dumb. It's just a must do. It's a 100% must complete. But sometimes I do enjoy the 100% must complete challenges. Those are also a lot of fun. So you guys have not went back and watched that one. Remember to go back and watch the If I challenge videos. Those are a lot of fun. Really a lot of fun. So for the If I series in Perth, when I hit 50 videos, I will stop. This is what I do for all of the series. 50 videos, we'll call it quit. But for some of the other stuff, we might do it again when I really feel like it, but not really. When I go back to Hong Kong, of course, we'll resume our lifts series. That's where I want to continue my lift series first. I don't want to start in Perth yet, because the thing is that Perth lifts are very simple. All of the stations uses the same kind of lifts, so that's why not a lot of point of actually taking lifts here in Perth. Different stations, most of them, all of the stations uses the same type. So, and some of the stations doesn't even have lifts. That's why it's a little bit harder to do here in Perth, because in Hong Kong every single station has lifts. But here in Perth, no. Just like already on the Midland Line, all the stations on Midland Line doesn't have lifts. All the stations on the Fremantle Line also doesn't have lifts. For Armadale and Thornley, yes, Perth Stadium. If you don't count Perth Stadium, yes, lifts. available, but not the other stations. Armadale. Yes, Armadale has lift. Not for Thorney. Thorney is on the ground. Armadale has a lift because it needs to cross the train tracks above the ground to go to the land section to leave the station. Coburn Central, here we are. All the stations on the Armadale line, they have lifts because we're on the highway. Of course, Joondalup line the same. This is Coburn Central. Please mind the gap. Now the biggest problem is coming up. Auburn Grove to Kwinana. This is actually pretty long section, 6 minutes. Coburn to Auburn Grove is okay, not too bad. But to Kwinana is long. But we're almost there. This video is long. Long time not filmed these kind of videos, long videos. Actually, it's been a while. On Maniga. So next station, Auburn Grove. Oh, there's a W one. Getting ready. Packed. Park right there. Is it the time for the first schedule? The first schedule is 2:38. Oh, around there. Almost. 2:35 now, so that should be the first W pattern. We have another W pattern already parked too. So, yep, the first service for W is always 2:38. So we should enter the platform and we'll go to Whitford's. Service starts very soon. Fortunately, back here to Mandurah section, still 50 minutes per train. From between Coburn and Whitford's, 7 to 8 minutes per train. Because of the extra service. But back here, 50 minutes. And also back at Butler, that area, 50 minutes. Later on, for the Fremantle and Midland line between Claremont and Bayswater, it will be less than 50 minutes because of airport line cooperating together with the timetable. So should be also like 6 to 7 minutes per train for Fremantle and Midland line between Claremont and Bayswater. Next station, Auburn Grove. Auburn Grove. I arrived at Auburn Grove. I still remember that one time when I charged my card, top up my card here at Auburn Grove. My notes got stuck. But after a week or so, Transperth called me and add the $20 back into my card. Because they just need my personal details and the card number, then they can remotely say add in $20 to that card and then can connect it. Because all the cards are registered to the overall network. So here's Auburn Grove. This is Auburn Grove. It's so stupid. Next is Kwinana. Doors open on the left, so we're good. Easy exit. I'm just gonna press the button. Pressed it. Kwinana. So still not the joke. No more banana jokes, please. Thank you. It's already the joke is already outdated. Maybe for the first time I film Mandurah line, it's okay, bananas, but no, not bananas. Kwinana. Hopefully we can complete within an hour instead of hitting the hour mark. Still on the highway, but since you head into Kwinana, you should have the highway disappear. You should not be able to see the highway anymore. Now Kwinana is a industrial area. It's basically nothing around, so probably never would I get off at Kwinana. Wellard is the place to go. Remember that Egg Benedict shop, that Bliss Momo cafe? Oh, so good. But last time when I go over there and eat a Egg Benedict, it's not that great. The one I filmed on camera was perfect. That's how the Big Benedict should be. But last time I go over there, the hollandaise sauce is lacking. It was lacking. They just like drip like a few drops of hollandaise sauce onto it, which is not that great. We're almost there. I'm entering the underpath here. I'm a little tired, standing for 55 minutes now, so although I have stand for like 1 hour and 40 minutes before for the full journey from Mandurah to Butler. Later on when Yanchep extension opens, I will never film the full journey. That will be way too long. It will definitely be 2 hours for the full journey. If I want to do Mandurah to Yanchep, that's impossible. Too long. We can do Yanchep to Elizabeth Quay. That's okay, because that's just the the Joondalup line full journey, but not combining full journey. We can combine journey, like still Yanchep to maybe like Canning Bridge or something. That's okay, but not all the way down to Mandurah from Yanchep. No, too many. We have 2 stations in between Yanchep and Butler. I forgot what's the name. Alkimos, and the other one I forgot. Eglinton. Why is like the Adelaide station Islington? But Eglinton, I think it's Eglinton, yeah. Eglinton, Yanchep, Eglinton, Yanchep, Eglinton, Alkimos, Butler, normal. All right, Kwinana, it's time to get off. Highway drop off. Thank you so much, Zuan Gan, for this request here. Kwinana, getting off time. This is Kwinana. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, click the bell so that you get notifications when I post. Check out the links in the description down below for my other channels and my Instagram. Click on these videos up top, and peace.